Hello, everyone. Oh, wow. Welcome. Welcome to, I guess it's my first live on, might be an Instagram and LinkedIn, trying it all. So happy to be here and welcome and thank you for joining me today. I'm Dr. Natasha Nelson, your life doctor. And a little bit about me, if this is your first time really seeing me and meeting me, I'm a chiropractor by trade, and I have a master's in spiritual psychology. And really, all of that is about how I bring together the process of health and healing and somatic healing and dealing with all of the five pillars of health and emotional health. And so hopefully this will be the first of many lives and getting to hear from you and see you and connect with each of you. So give me some feedback, what you don't like. I'd love it and appreciate it. So today, I wanted to start with the three most commonly overlooked health mistakes that people make that end up causing and leading to burnout or influence and limit the ability to heal and recover from burnout. So that's where we're going to go today. um I've been in practice. Gosh, I was in private practice with my chiropractic office for 17 years, just about. But I've been licensed and practicing with and being with people and patients for over 25 years now. And I learned early on that, you know, the part of the healing and the part of what I love doing is teaching and educating, because I knew that if you understood health and what it really means from the body's perspective, then you would be empowered to make better health choices that could lead to your health and recovery. And so some of the common things that I saw over time is kind of packed into today's three of the most common mistakes that I would see, that I would hear, that I just needed to address to make a difference. One of the things that is always so important and is about language and about using words, and specifically the word health. Because when I would ask somebody, like, well, what is health? How do you have it and know when you don't have it? How do you define it? How do you describe it? Because ultimately, in order to know when your health is compromised, knowing when there are changes and challenges, well, you have to have something that you are comparing it to. And that's what the baseline of health actually is. And so we're going to start with that, because the first most commonly overlooked mistake is actually not really having a clear definition of what health is. So most people think if it's that if you don't feel pain and if there are no symptoms, then you must be healthy. And that's completely incorrect. And when you hear it, you're like, oh, I know that's incorrect. But health is really not about just the pain or symptoms that you feel. Health is at its core is about the energy required for your body to function at the highest level, optimal level at all times. And from the body's perspective, it's really at the cells, at the deep cellular level, where every cell has a function, it has a purpose. Maybe it's carrying oxygen to the body. Maybe it's a cell that fights infection, that connects your body and your mind and tells your brain what to do. We have trillions of cells. Every cell has its own function and purpose to allow all of the systems to connect and to communicate. And so when we think about health, it's going to be about the energy required for every cell to function at its highest level. And what does that really mean? Well, the energy, every cell has requires energy to function, to perform, to do its duty. And if it doesn't have the energy to do so, it's either not going to function properly or kind of just half-ass do it, you know? And when your body is healing and repairing or fighting infection, you don't want it to half-ass do its job. You don't want the cells to replicate half-ass cells, right? You want the cells to heal, repair, replicate healthy cells that can do its function at the highest level. So that's where you want to start is, well, what does that really look like? Health, energy, cells. It can feel so abstract and so big that you don't even know what to do with it. And that's why I'm starting here to say, health, it's about the energy. You don't actually have to do anything to get the energy. Your responsibility, your job is to minimize as many things that are compromising your energy. Where's your energy draining? Where is it leaking? What are the things that are costing you energy or sucking the life out of you? That's where your focus should be, because your body will create the energy, make the energy. Although, if we're going to be technical, energy is not made, doesn't go away. It's just circulated and moved around in different ways. So that's where you want to think about the first part about health. It's about energy. It's about defining it. Because if you think that health is you not feeling any pain or any symptoms, well, there's a lot of things that change in the body that don't produce a pain or a symptom, and you won't notice it until it's too late. And so knowing in advance what may be going on, you don't feel so lost or caught off guard. And this ties into the second mistake. So number 2, the most commonly overlooked mistake is thinking that pain and symptoms are bad. And then there's a judgment that we're not supposed to have them. And then we start taking action, like trying to get rid of it or trying to avoid it or numb it, to just not feel any pain, any discomfort, or any symptoms. And this could be physical and also emotional or mental. So this part of number 2, health mistake, relates with number 1, because oftentimes our body is already talking to us and giving us symptoms or communicating with us through signals and signs that we don't understand how to interpret. And so when we misinterpret them, we don't even acknowledge they're there. All we know is we want to get rid of it. So think of it from the perspective of, oh, wait, when you feel hungry, you don't get mad at hunger. You don't get mad that you're thirsty. You're kind of like, oh, my body's letting me know I need water, I need hydration, I need food, I need nourishment. And so your mind, you just go, okay, I'll go and get some food, I'll get some water. You're not mad that your body gave you the awareness that you needed food or you needed water. And so this ties into, well, what else is your body telling you that you are overlooking and not paying attention to? So fatigue, yes, that's kind of at the top of the list. One of the first signals that your body lets you know when something's going on is you're either going to feel really tired, you're not able to sleep, just you might have energy but peter out quickly in the day. Something is going on where you recognize you're more tired without really having an explanation. There's no reason for it. You're like, I had a normal night's sleep, I feel good, I ate well, and your body feels tired. Sometimes the fatigue Could be physical, like I'm physically tired. Sometimes that fatigue is a mental drain, it's an emotional drain, and it makes your body feel really heavy and tired and just wants to stop and disconnect from everything. And if you don't recognize that as just your body letting you know that something is there, something needs your attention, then this is where we get into the bad habit of trying to get rid of what we don't like to feel or go through. So it's very easy to wake up and feel tired and be like, I'll just drink coffee. I'll make my coffee extra strong. I'll have extra coffee in the day. And feeling tired obviously can lead to other issues, but when we're tired and we also know we didn't sleep well, then we start the cycle at the end of the day with, oh, well, maybe I'll just have a glass of wine to relax. I'll just have a little something to help me sleep. So we start ignoring the signs and the symptoms as signals, as the way in which our bodies are communicating with us. Our body's letting us know what it needs. We are getting rid of that signal and trying to get rid of it without addressing the issue. So one of the things I would always talk about with patients early in my practice was, if your body feels a physical pain, you don't want to take pain killers, muscle relaxers, without knowing what's the cause. Why is your body telling you something hurts? It's not because your body's not trying to fight against you. It's not mad at you. Your body is just letting you know. It could be that it's in a bad position. It could be that you're putting too much strain and too much pressure. Whatever the it is, if you take a pain killing agent of any kind, before digging in a little bit to find out what's the issue, one, you could make the issue worse, because if you don't feel pain, you're not going to stop. And then you just end up with an injury or an illness that's worse. And then over time, you numb yourself out to all of the other parts of the body, because so physically, if you're taking muscle relaxers or painkillers, it doesn't just go to one part in the body, it affects the whole body. It doesn't selectively choose one muscle to relax, it relaxes everything, including the muscles in your intestines or in your eyes, which can cause constipation or cause blurriness. That's also when it comes to emotional discomfort. If you are avoiding the emotional discomforts and avoiding emotional, you can call it pain, but it's just a sign or a signal. Maybe you're feeling angry. Maybe you're feeling frustrated and overwhelmed. Whatever that discomfort is, if you are finding ways to just avoid it, maybe you're watching TV, you're doom scrolling on the phone, maybe you're just completely disconnecting so you don't have to feel anything. Well, you're also going to limit and numb out all of the good feelings too, because you can't feel happy and joyful and loving and connected if you are using substances or any behavior to numb the anger and frustration and discomfort that you don't like. So you don't get to selectively choose, I'm going to get rid of the uncomfortable feelings and keep the good ones I like. You can't do it. It's an all or nothing. And then that's going to lead to the third most common health mistake that people make that compromises their health, that can lead to burnout. And that is, health can seem so big and just kind of this big thing that we don't really know how to go about it. And so health actually has different segments. So I talk about the 5 pillars of health. So it's physical, chemical, which is nutrition, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And the reason that I break those down, the reason that they're important to understand, is while they overlap, they are different. And why that matters is if you are feeling like a spiritual health issue, the spiritual issue where you don't feel like you're using your gifts and your talents and you don't feel like you're fulfilled and have a purpose. Well, you can eat all the healthy food and you can get a good night's sleep and you can go work out. And those are all valid and will help, but they aren't addressing the issue. And so if you don't, it's like if you don't have the proper diagnosis, whatever treatment, if it doesn't align, is not going to help. And so just like if you have a physical health issue, meaning you're not working out, you could read all the books and all the, be in tune with your spirit and meditate and feel like you have a sense of purpose in life. And that's fantastic. You should have those and want those. But they do not make up for issues that show up from a lack of physical activity. So arthritis is actually one of those issues, health issues that shows up from a lack of physical activity. Well, you can't pray your way out of arthritis. You actually have to get movement in the joints to slow it down, to stop, and in some cases, reverse it. So that's where the third overlooked or common mistake is not addressing the proper pillar of health. And so you end up putting a treatment plan together that it's actually a good plan for an issue, but if it's the wrong issue for you, it's actually not even going to help and it won't matter. So to review, those are going to be the three most commonly overlooked mistakes that can lead to burnout. The first one is not having a clear definition of what health is. What is it for you? How do you know when you have it so that you know when it's compromised, that it's starting to change, you have something to compare it to. So you have to define it for yourself, what that means, what that looks like, what that feels like. The second mistake was thinking that symptoms and signals and pain is bad or wrong to have, and then trying to hurry up and get rid of them before understanding why they're there. So if your body uses signs and symptoms and signals to communicate with you, you shutting down that communication and getting rid of it is going to lead to much bigger problems later or deeper issues that your body's been trying to get your attention for. And the third is applying the wrong treatment to the issue because you didn't correctly diagnose. And I don't mean it diagnose meaning, like the medical diagnosis. I mean, diagnose really paying attention to what the root cause issue actually is. So once you know what those things are, then you can apply and create a treatment plan to make a difference. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I will be doing more of these. This was just a chance for me to have fun with this, learn this, share the information I have, and connect with you. So I'd love to hear from you. If you leave me a comment or you can email me, just let me know what made a difference, if this helped, and what kind of things you want to know more about regarding especially how to really, it's about preventing burnout, recovering from burnout, but it's really everything about the somatic health and healing of our physical, emotional, and spiritual body. Because ultimately, the whole purpose of what I do is to help you achieve your goals without compromising your health. And it can be work and business goals. It can be if you're an athlete. It could be professional goals. It could be life goals. It's being a parent and running your home. But it's really being able to achieve your goals without compromising your health. That's at the root of all this. So thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate you, and thank you for just being here and supporting. So as I am here to support you. So I am Dr. Natasha Nelson. Until I see you next time, um, I guess that is it. I'll have to work on my closing. I know. But hey, you know what? I'm here doing it, checking it out, trying it out, and I will get better with each one. All right. So thank you for being here today. Bye.